After receiving a shocking cancer diagnosis, my world felt like it had been turned upside down. But amidst the fear and uncertainty, a bright event occurred that would ultimately change my life for the better. It all began with a simple decision to give back and help others in need. The sun was shining brightly, birds chirping in a melodious symphony, on what seemed to be just another ordinary day. I was sipping my morning coffee, enjoying the serene view from my kitchen window, when the phone rang. Little did I know, that ring would mark the beginning of a journey I never anticipated. Picking up the phone, I was greeted by my doctor's voice, a tone that carried a weight I couldn't quite place. "We have your test results," she said, pausing for a moment that felt like an eternity. "I'm afraid it's cancer." Hearing the word cancer associated with my name sent a shiver down my spine. It was a moment of sheer disbelief, a surreal blur where time seemed to stand still. The reality of my diagnosis settled in like an unwelcome cloud on a sunny day, casting a shadow over everything I had planned for my future. The initial shock was overwhelming, a cocktail of fear, confusion, and an avalanche of questions, with no immediate answers. How could this be happening to me? What does this mean for my family? Am I ready to face what comes next? Despite the turmoil swirling inside me, a part of me clung to the bright, ordinary day that had started like any other. It was this part that whispered quietly in the back of my mind, urging me not to let this diagnosis define the entirety of my existence. As the doctor continued to speak, outlining the next steps and potential treatment options, I found myself grasping onto her every word, desperate for a lifeline amidst the storm. This unexpected turn of events, as harrowing as it was, unknowingly paved the way for a journey of self-discovery, resilience, and an outpouring of support from places I least expected. It was the beginning of a story I never planned to write, but one that would ultimately reveal the strength I didn't know I had. In the wake of my cancer diagnosis, life seemed to shrink down to a series of medical appointments and treatments. Each day blurred into the next, marked only by the routine that my illness had forced upon me. It was during this monotonous and challenging time that I realized I was yearning for something more, something that would ignite a spark of joy and purpose in my life once again. I remember the moment vividly. I was sitting in the garden, feeling the warmth of the sun on my skin, and watching the vibrant colors of the flowers dance in the light breeze. It was a moment of rare beauty and peace, amidst the storm that had become my daily existence. As I sat there, I thought about what I could do to break the cycle of dread and despair that had taken hold of me. That's when the idea of volunteering first flickered into my mind. The thought of volunteering was like a beacon of hope in the darkness. It promised a chance to step outside of myself and my struggles, to connect with others, and perhaps, in some small way, make a difference in the world. The more I pondered the idea, the more it felt like the right path for me. I longed for a sense of normalcy and purpose, and volunteering seemed to offer both. With renewed determination, I began to research opportunities to volunteer at local hospitals. I reached out, filled with a mixture of excitement and nervousness, not knowing exactly what to expect, but eager to embark on this new journey. It was a step into the unknown, a leap of faith, driven by the desire to find something more meaningful amidst the trials of my cancer diagnosis. Little did I know then how transformative this decision would be, not just for me, but for the countless others I would meet along the way. Stepping into the hospital as a volunteer for the first time was nothing short of a revelation. The energy of the place, alive with the hustle of doctors, the gentle murmur of nurses, and the quiet strength of patients, was infectious. As I donned my volunteer badge, I felt a profound sense of belonging envelop me, a feeling I hadn't realized I'd been missing since my cancer diagnosis. I was greeted with warm smiles and encouraging nods, a welcome that eased my initial apprehension. My first task was simple yet impactful, assisting in the pediatric ward. It was there, amid the laughter and playful chatter of children, that I understood the true essence of volunteering. Each smile I shared, every storybook I read aloud, and the comfort I provided not just to the children but to their families, filled me with a purpose that transcended my personal struggles. As days turned into weeks, the hospital corridors became familiar, and the faces I met along the way etched themselves into my heart. The courage of every patient I encountered, the dedication of the healthcare staff, and the gratitude of the families were lessons in humility and resilience. Volunteering became my solace, a sanctuary where I could contribute positively and escape the shadow of my diagnosis. Through this journey, I discovered a community bound by compassion and a shared resolve to uplift one another. The bonds forged in the simplest of interactions, whether through a shared joke, a comforting hand squeeze, or an empathetic ear, were profoundly healing. I realized that in giving my time and heart, I was receiving far more in return: a renewed spirit and the courage to face my own battle with cancer head-on. This realization was a turning point, igniting a passion for service that would continue to shape my path to recovery and beyond. Walking through the hospital doors on that fateful day, I was unaware that I was stepping into what would become the most transformative chapter of my life. It was a day marked by a mixture of apprehension and hope, a peculiar blend that seemed to accompany me in my journey through cancer treatment. Yet, on this day, the scales tipped more towards hope, making it feel distinct and significant, like a fresh canvas waiting to be painted with new experiences and emotions. As I navigated the maze of hospital corridors to reach my designated area for volunteering, I couldn't help but feel a flutter of excitement in my heart. This wasn't just another day of treatment or a routine checkup. It was the day I chose to make a difference, to step beyond the confines of my diagnosis and touch the lives of others walking their own difficult paths. The hospital, a place I had come to associate with fear and uncertainty, began to transform in my eyes into a space of healing and human connection. Upon arriving at the pediatric ward, the first smiles I received from the children were like rays of sunlight piercing through the clouds of my apprehensions, each giggle and playful exchange felt like a reaffirmation of life's beauty and resilience. Engaging with these brave young souls, I momentarily forgot my struggles, immersed in the purity and joy of the moment. It was a powerful reminder of the strength found in vulnerability and the profound impact of empathy and kindness. That day, as I moved from one room to another, sharing stories and laughter, I realized I was not just volunteering, I was discovering a new dimension of healing that medication alone could not provide. It was the healing power of human connection, of giving and receiving love in its most unadulterated form. This realization marked the beginning of a new chapter in my life. One where I was not defined by my illness, but by the strength of my spirit and the depth of my compassion. It was indeed the first day of the rest of my life, a journey of self-discovery, healing, and profound growth. As I immersed myself more deeply into my volunteer work at the hospital, the connections I made started to weave a beautiful tapestry of shared human experience. Each day brought new faces, new stories, and new opportunities to create bonds that transcended the usual patient-volunteer dynamic. It wasn't long before these interactions became the highlight of my week, filling me with a warmth that chemotherapy and medications couldn't provide. One particular bond stands out: a young girl battling leukemia with a spirit so bright it could light up the darkest rooms. We would spend hours together, crafting, reading, and sometimes just sitting in comfortable silence. Through her, I was reminded of the incredible resilience that lies within us all, even in the face of life's most daunting challenges. Our bond became a source of mutual healing. Her laughter eased my anxiety, while my presence offered her a temporary escape from the sterile hospital environment. These connections were not one-sided. As much as I was there to support and uplift the patients, their courage, in turn, inspired me. Witnessing their battles, their setbacks, and their victories taught me the profound impact of empathy, kindness, and genuine human connection. This intricate network of relationships forged in the most unlikely of places became my sanctuary. It was a reminder that healing is not just a physical journey, but an emotional and spiritual one too. The bonds we formed were not merely built on the common ground of illness, but on the deeper understanding of what it means to be human, to need, to love, and to support each other. Through each interaction, every shared story, and every moment of connection, we were all building bonds that heal, proving that, even in a hospital, amidst pain and suffering, there can be moments of incredible beauty and profound healing. As I dove deeper into my volunteer work, the hospital halls became a classroom where every encounter was a lesson in courage and resilience. I was constantly awestruck by the strength of those I met, each patient teaching me something invaluable about the human spirit. There was one gentleman, in particular, who had been battling cancer for several years. Despite the relentless cycle of treatments and the toll it took on his body, he greeted everyone with the warmest smile. His philosophy was simple yet profound. Every day is a gift. His words echoed in my mind, especially on my toughest days, reminding me of the incredible power of a positive outlook. Another encounter that left a lasting impression on me was with a young mother. Her battle against cancer was fierce, but her determination to remain strong for her children was fiercer. Watching her juggle treatment with motherhood, never allowing her spirit to waver, taught me the true meaning of resilience. Her story was a testament to the fact that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet voice at the end of the day whispering, "I will try again tomorrow." These stories, and many others like them, were not just inspiring, they were transformative. They showed me that while cancer could take a toll on the body, the spirit could remain unbroken if fueled by hope and positivity. Each patient's journey added a new layer to my understanding of strength, teaching me that resilience is not just about enduring, but about thriving despite the odds. Through their strength, I found mine. A profound lesson that reshaped my approach to my own battle with cancer and my outlook on life. Embarking on this volunteering journey amid my cancer battle felt like venturing into uncharted territory. Yet, what I discovered was far more rewarding than I could have ever anticipated. Volunteering wasn't merely an activity to fill my days. It became the heartbeat of my existence, the very essence of my recovery process. It was here, in the bustling hallways of the hospital, and the quiet moments beside patients' beds, that I found my true calling. Each day brought with it new faces, new stories, and the undeniable realization that I was part of something much larger than myself. This newfound purpose invigorated me, providing a sense of fulfillment that transcended the physical and emotional tolls of my treatment. The act of giving my time, offering a listening ear, or sharing a comforting smile became my sanctuary. It was a stark reminder that even in our most vulnerable moments, we possess the power to make a meaningful impact on the lives of others. Through each interaction, I not only contributed to the healing of those around me, but also found my own spirit rejuvenated. The smiles, the words of gratitude, and the silent shared moments of understanding were my daily rewards. They taught me the true value of selflessness and the immeasurable joy that comes from serving others. This path of service illuminated my darkest days, guiding me toward a deeper understanding of my strengths and the resilience of the human spirit. In the midst of my fight against cancer, I discovered a profound truth. It is through helping others that we find our greatest strength and purpose. My journey through cancer treatment was a roller coaster of emotions, filled with its ups and downs. Yet volunteering at the hospital provided me with a beacon of hope that illuminated my path to recovery. Each interaction, each shared moment of laughter and comfort, became stepping stones that helped me navigate through the toughest days of my illness. I began to see my volunteering not just as a way to pass time, but as an integral part of my healing process. On days when the weight of my diagnosis felt too heavy to bear, I found solace in the smiles of those I helped at the hospital. Their courage in the face of adversity reminded me of my own strength and the resilience that we all possess within. It was during these moments, surrounded by the purest forms of human connection, that I truly began to heal, not just physically but emotionally and spiritually. My recovery was not marked by a single moment of triumph, but by countless small victories, each one inspired by the patients and staff I had the honor to work alongside. With every encouraging word, every gesture of gratitude, I felt a little more of my old self return, buoyed by a renewed sense of purpose and determination. The hospital became a place of refuge, a space where I could contribute, connect, and heal, all at the same time. As I continued to volunteer, my health gradually improved, and the daunting road to recovery seemed less intimidating. The journey was long and challenging, yet the support and love I received from those around me made it clear that I was not walking this path alone. Each step forward was a testament to the power of giving, the strength of community, and the indomitable human spirit. As I stood under the expansive blue sky, the sun warming my face, I received the call that would herald the start of a new chapter in my life. "You're cancer-free," the voice on the other end of the line declared, words that seemed to echo with joy and relief in the open air. This moment, so starkly different from the one that brought the news of my diagnosis, was vibrant with possibility. It was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, my spirit, which had endured the storm and emerged into the sunlight. This victory was not mine alone. It was shared with the patients, the hospital staff, and the fellow volunteers who had become my extended family throughout this journey. The lessons learned and the bonds formed within the walls of the hospital had been my beacon of hope, guiding me through the darkest days. Now, as I embraced this new beginning, I knew my story was not just about survival, but about transformation. Emboldened by my experience, I felt a profound calling to continue my work at the hospital, but with a renewed focus. This chapter was not just about celebrating my recovery, it was about paying forward the kindness, support, and love that had been so freely given to me. It was about using my journey from diagnosis to recovery as a source of inspiration for others navigating their own health battles. With a heart full of gratitude and a resolve stronger than ever, I stepped into this new phase of life, ready to make a difference in even more lives. Today, my journey as a cancer survivor and volunteer intertwines, serving as a beacon of hope for those engulfed in their own health battles. Each day at the hospital, as I engage with patients, their families, and the incredible staff, I share the essence of my story, not merely as a narrative of survival, but as a testament to the resilience and strength inherent in all of us. My path from diagnosis to recovery was paved with countless moments of kindness, courage, and connection, each contributing to my healing in profound ways. Now, standing on the other side, my mission has evolved. By recounting my experiences, I strive to light the way for others, demonstrating that amidst the fears and uncertainties of a cancer diagnosis, there is a wellspring of hope and a community ready to uplift and support you. Volunteering has transformed my perspective on life, infusing each day with purpose and gratitude. It's a privilege to be able to give back, to be the ear that listens, the hand that holds, and the voice that encourages. My story, shared from the heart, aims to inspire not just hope, but action, to remind those facing their darkest hours that they are not alone, and together, we can traverse the path toward healing and rediscovery.